you can live without any worldly possessions, and you're already bald. Bald.
First and probably it was the first time my dad was ever disappointed in me. I don't think it ever left his eyes, but I
saw your penis?
I was 5 years old. Why would he be disappointed? It's beautiful. It's beautiful and huge. We're going to aim it.
I didn't. Well, don't exaggerate.
Go on.
Don't exaggerate.
I'm 5 years old. I wake up. I had shit my own pants while I was sleeping.
Wow.
There was shit all over the bed and in my underwear.
Wait, in your sleep?
Yeah.
You had a nocturnal poo?
I pooped my pants when I was 5 years old. I remember this. And my dad comes in, and I was like, Dad, I pooped. And he comes, and he sees it. And he's just like, oh, come on. Like...
son, you fucking shit everywhere.
No, he was like... he had a look on his face like, I don't want a kid.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, man.
Dude, I would go to France every summer, and like when I was younger, I didn't like speak French super well. I understood a bit of it, and I would always be like transported to random houses, random aunts, random uncles. One time we go to like this insane, huge, random French country house, and I'm in bed and I have to pee really bad, but I don't know where the bathroom is, and I'm like a stupid 12-year-old, and so I'm just like panicking. It's like built up so heavily. And I don't want to leave the room and wake people up. And so I just panic. I panic. Eventually, I can't hold it in anymore. I just get up and I piss my pants willingly. And then I just take my pants off and I sleep naked. That's what I came up with as a solution.
You see no other option.
I know. I just panicked. And I just pissed my pants at like 12 years old. Took my pants off, and there's a giant puddle of piss on the floor. And then I just went to bed naked. And then like French people, like they wake up at like 9 a.m. They're like, oh, pourquoi t'es pas raisé maintenant? Il faut manger la petit déjeuner.
They have a word for exactly what happened.
And then like I'm there.
Oh, the French word for child who can't find the bathroom
German.
but decides to willingly piss himself.
I wake up and I have to be like, look, I don't want to scare you, but next to me is a giant puddle of piss and shit.
Wait, you shat?
No, but just a giant puddle of piss and pants.
On the subject of fucking with spam callers, we had a local election like a while back, and we would get these crazy like insane spam campaigns. And one was like, "Hi, this is Lorna, volunteer supporting this politician. All registrants in California should have received a vote-in by mail ballot. Please follow the instructions." All this stuff. And it introduces herself as Lorna. It's like someone's number. It's a 626 number. It's like a human being's number. And it's important to return your ballot as soon as you can. Can we count on you to return it ASAP? And I replied, Lorna, please God, leave me alone. All I want is to be left alone from getting these texts several times a day. If I get one again, I will kill myself live on the internet and cite you as the reason. Do you understand, Lorna? Next message. I have reached the tattered edge of my will to live because of these text messages. And then next message. 3 minutes later, I thought about it. Are you prepared to live with the direct cost of a life?
She didn't reply to any of this.
No, she did. 10 minutes later, please seek help immediately and call probably a suicide hotline number. They will provide free and confidential support.
Reply one more time. LMAO, what the fuck is Lorna?
No, I'm just going to message her and say, what you doing? I just did. We'll see what
LMAO,
happens.
just kidding. What you doing?
This is from so long ago. This is from so long
I
ago.
feel like we clicked last time we talked.
I'll screenshot it. Yeah, it looks really funny. Look,
What you doing?
it's 2 years ago. This is what
2 years?
Yeah,
Yeah, dude.
that's funny.
Imagine she doesn't have logs. New phone.
Dude, she's never sent a text like that ever again. Holy shit, dude, that's so awesome.
I would never do that. I would never.
Do I look like
ever
someone
do
who would
that.
ever get to kiss a girl?
Yuck! Don't say that I did that because I would never kiss Cheyenne ever. And you're
me and her did end up kissing.
Whoa!
That's fucked up.
The kids came back and you started macking?
No,
That's
not in front
fucked
of
up.
the fucking
Cheyenne,
You was
give
like
me-
you waited
give me
for the
top.
kids.
Not in front
Give
of the
me
fucking
top.
kids.
were you getting topped up
That
in
was
the
also
treehouse?
coincidentally the treehouse that I first got offered a
HJ?
A tug job?
Yeah.
You're getting HJs in the
Dude,
park?
like 2.5 years, like
Cheyenne
2 years
gave you
later.
a
Was it,
HJ?
was
2
it
years
Cheyenne giving you a TC
Was
tugger?
It
this
was not
story,
Cheyenne
was this
giving me
story
the
a
HJ.
roundabout way to tell us you got
This
a
guy
tug
was
job
telling
in the
us
park?
This is totally
he got
separate.
a HJ in a
But-
treehouse in front of 2 8-year-olds by Cheyenne.
Yeah, so Cheyenne gave me the HJ in front of the kids.
You had a
and
studio
the dad.
audience.
The kid's dad gave him a HJ.
He
got involved.
He's like, I am going. Listen,
And then,
You're horny.
then I
You're
knew
horny.
I was bisexual.
I need to make sure you're not horny, so you don't
Yeah.
kiss out in front of my kids.
hey, I'm tired of this. I'm gonna give you TC Tugger, and I'm gonna get out of here.
I'm gonna
Okay.
jerk you real good, OTP HJ, and then you quit kissing in front of my kids.
Hey, beat it or I'll beat it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna beat you off. So
He's
you don't-
like angrily just jerking you off, just looking in your face like.
And don't come here again. I'm gonna jerk you again.
You better come quick, boy, because I'm tired of you making out from my goddamn kids. He has a southern accent now.
You keep
yeah.
coming here. I'm gonna keep coming, making you come.
Anyway,
That was
Could
what
be your
we
deformed
thought.
chest, by the way, because it freaks me out too.
Me and Cutie have taken a couple trips.
Okay.
And instead of bringing the dog, which isn't always feasible, we've asked Aiden to watch the dog because Aiden is the one Swift likes the most, and
or at
and-
least liked the most.
Yeah.
Aiden. Why don't you go ahead and tell us why
take
that
it away,
is?
gamer.
Yeah. By the way, I don't know this.
Oh, okay? So before this weekend happened, and I promise this ties in later. We were running into this issue where our trash that we would put out in the street sometimes would overflow. So if the top to the trash was open, the bag is sticking out of the edge, right? And they all will come in the night, or the crows will just come during the day,
Like Logan.
and they'll break. Yeah.
Put her there.
Coming in the night.
Welcome aboard.
I'm down.
This is our version of the emu war, and we
Yes,
were
yes.
losing.
Yeah,
We were losing badly.
Yeah, we were losing really badly until a recent solution
We got a
finally came
bigger
through.
trash can.
Bigger trash cans. Anyway,
Used to be a problem.
The bags would get ripped open by these crows and other animals. So we would come out in the morning, and I'm talking our entire driveway, like into the street, covered in trash because they would spill it out and like try to eat
and
stuff.
feast. They would just feast. They
This
feast on our
happened-
garbage.
We're talking about this happening like every few days, and this happened for months. It's really, really annoying. We're like trying different things to like try and avoid this problem, but it keeps coming up. And finally, this is the day that Anthony is like losing it. One of the yell at crows days, but it escalates, and he just goes into the house and he gets like a jug of bleach, and he comes out and he this jug is
This
full.
happened?
This is
Yeah.
a full jug of bleach, and he pours it over all the cans.
Yeah.
So the top of the can, the garbage, the ground around the cans is just covered in like soupy blue
by-
bleach. That aside, we have solved this now. We just have bigger cans.
But back in the day, we had a problem with trash. Trash
Yes.
would go out. Continue
Trash
Swift
problem.
story.
I'm staying with Swift. And when I stay with the animals, one of the things that I think Cutie likes for their comfort, and I kind of like too, is that they sleep with you. They cozy up to you and they just cuddle
Yeah,
with
in
you
your
in your
bed.
bed.
A little
Super-
cuddling.
Super cute. So I go to bed. Me and Swift, like we go outside, let him go pee, comes upstairs, get Durs into my room. I try to go to bed. And Swift is he's always nervous at first, but he gets comfy and he wants to sleep next to your head. So he cuddles right next to your face.
He loves the head.
Yeah.
Hates being by the feet.
Brother,
Yes.
same.
I don't know why he's got beef with that.
What is that?
Welcome aboard.
We're at a handshake per minute rate.
He smells really bad.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. And it's terrible. And
Worse than usual.
way worse than usual, and it's keeping me up. Like
Aiden's got
I've
a
been
little
in
case
bed
of
for
the
now like
poop
2-3
dog.
hours, and I cannot go to sleep because it smells so bad. And one of the things that Cutie told me before she left was that sometimes when he goes poop, he'll have a bit like stuck in his fur. And he can like smell sometimes because you had to cut some out before.
Yeah,
You've
I
had to do
took him
this.
for a walk
Of
and
his own ass.
and he pooped and it just didn't come out of his ass. It literally like wrapped like a fucking like Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Like he's fucking putting a criminal up against the wall, but it was just his poop against his butt and it was just stuck there. And I tried to like get him to run fast and shake it out. Had to cut it out with scissors.
If you're an audio listener, it's an American Eskimo, which is like an absolute furball.
He has so much fur and it comes out everywhere. So I'm worried, like maybe he just has poop in his fur, right? Because at this point it's like 3 a.m. I have to wake up early, and I'm really
And you got
fucking
poop dog.
tired.
You got
You got
poop
poop
dog.
dog.
So I get up,
Alone in the world, little poop
and
dog.
I tried. Swift doesn't really like to be picked up or like handled. He'll get like really nervous about it, and I'm trying to turn him around so I can look at his ass and see if he has poop on
Show
his
me
ass.
your ass, dog.
But every time I move, this is after trying to move him to my feet a couple times because he smells so bad. I just don't want to be next to him while he smells that bad. And now I'm trying to like move him around, and he won't do it. Like, he won't stay in place so that I can look. He'll always like turn around super fast and like sit back down again. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. And I think he can tell that I'm getting a little more frustrated.
Well, he knows that you want his butthole.
Yeah. And he's
he doesn't
nervous
want
about that.
He saw your search history. He said, no.
This is Swift, dude.
Which also checks out with Durs, because Durs is meowing at the door to get out of the room at the same time. Which, as I'm getting more frustrated with Swift, Durs is like losing it. And I'm like, fine.
Fuck Durs, dude.
And I'll just let Durs out. I open the door, let Durs out. Swift sprints out of the room, and I'm like, Jesus, I have to go get him because I have to go check if like poop's on his ass or not. And then I have to get them back into my room. And so Swift's on the couch, like he likes to sit on, and I go around and I'm trying to do the same thing, but he's getting really, really nervous now. And I pick. He tries to like move off the couch, and I finally like pick him up, but I think his read of the situation is that it's really tense, and he just starts shitting on the ground. And I'm seeing this as I'm carrying him, and he's just dropping shits as we walk down the hall, and I'm like, no. So, and I like audibly explain, and I'm pissed. So he's even more scared, and he goes on the ground, sprints down the hall, and you know how we have like the hardwood floors, right? So he skids when he tries to stop, and then like slides down the beginning few steps of the stairs, and then keeps running into Cutie's room, where he goes and hides under the bed. I'm like, oh my God. Like, it's 3:15. I'm so mad.
Were you doing new dad hold, where you'd hold him like under the armpits and he just shit in front of you?
Yeah, and he was just dropping bombs, but they're in like a trail, right?
Right.
And I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ,
they're in a trail of shit.
I gotta go clean this up now. So I go get like disinfectant and like paper towels and a bag to like pick up the poop.
And a fork.
Only good thing about this is that they're
Eat shit.
I wasn't gonna tell that part.
I'm hungry, man.
And the only good thing is that they're dry. So they're easy to pick up. It's easy to clean up.
It's a W.
I'm putting in the bag, and I'm gonna go take them out.
Hey, Ludwig, I wouldn't call it a W.
That's lit.
It's a doggy dog.
It was so lit. And I walk out to the cans in the dark, and I have the bag of poop that I'm gonna throw away before I have to go back inside to fetch the dog.
You did tell me this.
And then I touch the bin, and I step into the dirt with both feet, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I look at my hands. I am covered in soap and mud, like everywhere. Up to my ankle. My hands like to here is covered in fucking just soap and fucking wet dirt. And I'm like, oh my fucking God, man! Like, this is so disgusting. Like, I have to wash off outside.
This is what the Dalmatians do to Corella DeVille.
It's the middle of the night, so I walk around to the side of the house where I throw the poop away, go to the side of the house, turn on our faucet on the side of the house, and I'm like scrubbing everything off, but it's soap, so it doesn't come off easily, right? So I actually have to stand up. If somebody walked down the street at 3:30 in the morning that night, they would see a man on the side of the house like taking a bath, like, because it takes a while to get each limb clean because the soap makes everything stick longer. And I'm like, oh my fucking God, dude, I'm so mad. And I go back into the house, 3:30, and I'm like, it's Swift. I've been trying to go to bed for 3 hours. Swift is hiding under your bed. He won't come out now. And
I know the trick, by the way.
So
it didn't get developed till
try
later.
to push him out from like under the bed, right?
That's not how you do it.
And he skedaddles away from me. He runs downstairs into the kitchen and is just hiding in the corner of the kitchen, clearly terrified. And I'm like, Swift, we just gotta go upstairs, man. And I pick him up, and he starts letting go the stinkiest pee known to man, like just dripping it down.
Pee is
it's so
stinky,
gross,
Dude, I don't know what I
drink any
feel.
water.
He is low. It's so
gross.
yellow.
And we're dripping it through the kitchen, and I'm like, no, God, no! Like, I have to get him outside, because if it doesn't stop, like, I need to just have him finish outside. And as we go through the house further, we get to the stairs that like go down go down into the living room, like outside, right? And he starts shitting. But now they're wet shits, so it's turned from pee to wet shits. It's getting on my fucking wrists. It's getting on my feet. And I'm like, jeez, no, stop, Swift, stop. Like, I'm yelling at him. And I take him outside, and I fucking let him run in the distance. And I'm like, Jesus, fuck, he can't run off because the fucking, we do like a coyote check, but when we take him out.
Yeah.
It's
And
a
I'm
problem.
like, no, fuck, he just ran into the distance. He's not going to want to fucking come back. And he thinks I'm like pursuing him, but I
Yeah.
still have to follow him out to make sure he doesn't get fucking
And
eaten.
you have shit on your hands also.
And I have shit on my hands. And
But you can't let him get murdered.
And I can't let him get murdered. So I'm like, I leave him for a few minutes.
You know, how you,
wait,
you, know how
30
you,
seconds.
you know how you walk after you come to the sink? That's how Aiden is like. Aiden's like running after Swift like
Yeah.
this.
Zipper, roll that
It was
picture. Roll that picture of this little guy. Imagine this guy pissing and shitting all over.
No, dude. Oh.
It's like Nick said. It's like Home Alone, but if Kevin was just a shitting dog.
Kevin is just this fucking shitty little fucking dog,
if
dude.
Kevin lost his memory and was trapping himself,
and the banker and the house robber was just getting owned over and over.
Swift is hiding in the corner. Swift is hiding in the corner of the yard, and he won't come to me. So I have to go follow him out and like corral him back into the house,
like a shepherd.
Yeah, and I'm like, I have to clean up all the shit and piss now, and the poop is wet now, so it's hard to pick up and clean, and this takes way
How do you make
longer
the
this
poop
time.
that quick? Can we compliment Swift?
Well, I think
that was a quick backup.
He was probably backed up.
Stop it! Stop it! You can't show a
He was
picture
probably
that
backed up with hard poop, and then you unleashed the beast within.
Yeah. I let him get to the second.
in
the second
round 3,
ammunition.
black bile starts to come out.
And
It's like a Dark Souls boss. Again, it's just Swift shitting on the ground in front of you.
you know what I hate about all this too? Is when I come back into the fucking living room, comes prancing down the fucking stairs is Durst. Like nothing is fucking
Dude,
going
yeah.
on, dude. Like he just walks in, hey,
What do you
what's
want?
up?
What do you want him to do? Be sorry?
Having a nightmare.
He trolls down. He trolls down. He goes, hey, that's a lot of shit on the floor. Goes
What?
back upstairs.
What happened? I'm tired. Bye.
That's not supposed to be there.
Whoa, what's up here? I'm at the crazy cool streamer awards. I got Saikuno here. How's it going, bud?
How's it going, Slime?
You seem in good spirits, but you never seem like you're not.
Yeah, I'm just having a good time here.
Are you afraid of anything in the world?
God.
Yeah. I guess we are afraid of the things
I fear God.
that we can't kill. Back to
His
you.
thunderous roar rings in my head daily, and I get out on my knees and I ask him for forgiveness. And,
And it'll never come, and I see
it never
corpses
comes.
and flesh and burning flesh and flesh and flesh and flesh.
And I cover my mouth. I think he might hear me speak, and I don't want him to know what I'm thinking.
Oh yeah.
It'll
Well,
be
that's
great.
crazy. Anyway, come ones. It's a.
Would you guys do a challenge?
It's a wing show.
Dozen donuts glazed. One of them I came on.
Oh, life or level?
Yeah.
Wait, like,
It's
and
Sh-
then
it's
you
Sean
only have to eat
Evans.
one.
You
only
have to eat one donut, but you have to pick, and if you pick the cum one, you have to eat it all.
But what do I win?
You gotta finish
if
it.
you don't pick the cum one, you win 10K.
Wow, this is good odds.
That's
yeah,
insane
what the
odds.
fuck?
I would eat the cum donut for 10K. I don't care. I know you're clean.
I would also do that.
Don't shake on eating my cum, you fucking weirdos.
Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard.
10K is 10K, baby.
I might have to lower the money
Dude,
amount.
I don't know why this.
You wouldn't do this.
No, no shot.
What would you do it for?
Free.
Create example of Ness saying, okay,
Because I know Ness.
and he knows Ness.
I know Ness.
And he can't fight that.
You just said it is, and he said why it is.
Yo, can I say some shit?
Yeah.
What's
Everyone's
up,
talking about
OG?
Everyone's talking about Roe versus Wade, but I'm thinking about broke versus paid right now. How y'all feel about that? How you feel about that?
That's funny, but it's so sad because it did get struck down.
Yeah, what? Look,
You can live without any worldly possessions, and you're already bald.
Bald of money.
Holy shit!
You have no fucking hair, man.
bald in the morning.
What time is it? What time is it, Nick? But please, what time is it?
10A bald M.
I can't believe
You're listening to Baldy in the News.
You would like that better than Macau, I think. Cause
I can't believe you set that up.
Macau is just bigger, just like that. I'm exhausted, but I'm like getting increasingly intoxicated. Like I haven't been this fucked up in, I don't know, maybe since like Austin.
And
Hell
it's,
yeah,
it's
bro.
also the real you.
Yeah, when I'm fucked up, everybody should know that when I'm fucked up, I'm the real me.
Yeah.
That's
so
so
that's
true.
that's like a really big part of
That's
it.
facts.
It's just like, it's who you are.
Yeah, and so when we're sitting there, and at some point these two like women walk in, and they're clearly older. They're clearly like in the range of like 35 to 50.
Okay, so
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a huge range.
That is
such
a
a
huge
gigantic-
range.
I can't. If I had to guess, I'd say early 40s.
That's
Like,
crazy. You could not tell the difference between a 35-year-old and
yeah,
a
what do you
50-year-old.
think? How old do you think I am?
I don't know, like what, like 43.
Also, that's the nice way of saying like someone is old, and like the Eamon way of saying it.
Yeah.
Like, what would?
They look older. They look.
It's like
old.
like a grandma. She's like, you look 20 to 78.
You
Anywhere in that
so
range.
good.
You look like you could be in this 50-year range.
You're a live human.
You could pass as born in the 20th century, like easy, late or early.
So you see these two old, decrepit grandmothers
They're not decrepit.
that look
They're
like
just
they look like the worm from SpongeBob.
well, you saw the two women from ABBA.
So two women come down to the club in automated stairs. Like they're sitting down in a
Slowly.
seat and slowly coming to
and
the,
it's just
the
like
first floor. They have milk of magnesia in their left hand, and they have a life alert around their neck.
And Eamon says, "Oh hi, Eamon."
And,
You guys want to do ketamine?
You say, hey, what's up? Do you want to like build some IKEA furniture or something? We can like go outside.
Ed-
No, but we're just sitting there, and they're at a table like across from us on their own. There's other people in the bar too, but and they're
Fuck
clearly
these
having
old
like
women.
they're
Fucking
very
did
very good.
You
like,
got wobbly
nice-
aged by two
Yeah.
ancient Scandinavians
That's
with strap-ons.
crazy.
And the thing was, they had the early bird wristbands, so
Yeah.
they actually got free drinks. for the
Yeah,
whole-
they got chicken fried steak, and then they fucked the shit out
Did
of
you
Eamon.
eat their pube like Midsommar?
I did have a separate conversation.
Yeah.
Cut the clip, cut the clip.
No,
Right
but
there.
get-
Got two Mimas
Great
in
time
the
for me.
building.
Yeah, and they're clearly having a very good time. And after like 15 minutes or so, they wander over to our table to say hi,
Hedge.
and they just say, "Hedge."
That's H-E-J.
It's
Swedish.
pronounced hey,
They
but
say, come
Yeah,
over and they say,
don't say
they don't
hedge.
say hedge.
Hedge.
They don't say hedge.
They say, "Can you fine young men help me down these steps?"
I'm trying to get
Hey,
crunk,
Dor.
bitch.
They're just talking to us,
Uh-huh.
but they once they start talking to me, they realize like where I'm from because
Uh-huh.
I cannot speak Swedish, and one of them is immediately like eyes like locked on me, like
Ow.
blind.
Yeah. She's the cartoon
American jerky?
wolf. No. That's okay. All right.
Okay.
And I'm like
You
talking
guys don't know what
back.
it's like when you go
We
to
get you
Sweden.
hate Sweden, but
You
that's
don't
not
know
what their
it's
people
like.
sound
That's what they
like.
do when you go, bro.
Somehow this is racist. what
You
you're
end up
doing.
in Malmo,
racist towards Swedes.
and they start sucking down American teat.
What
that
do you know
true?
about Malmo?
Bro, I know enough.
You been to Malmo?
I haven't yet.
yeah, exactly.
Continue.
They and I'm just like talking back and forth where she's older, but I would say she's good looking. Like I
What
think
does that
she's
mean?
attractive.
I would say that. Does that mean you have high or low standards
Would I
of
not
beauty?
say that, or would Slime not say that?
I would say she's good looking. It's a
You
weird. It's a weird qualifier.
No, because I think it's just like an opinion based thing.
Okay.
Normally, a man who's as young as he is would not find a woman as decrepit and old as she is
Right.
attractive.
Okay.
In that stage of her life.
Yeah. So you find this hospice person who escaped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said your
let's
gown
just
looks
say that.
lovely
Let's just
right
say
now.
that.
Yeah,
And
I was just in triage
walk
for
up-
COVID.
I walk up.
Dude, the fucking chapter marker for this story is going to be the entire episode in the YouTube. It's just us berating Aiden, not letting him finish it.
Eamon fucks a gilf in parentheses.
I walk
not
up to
able
the
finish.
bar, and I'm there with I'm still talking to her, and the other her friend is also talking to me, but she doesn't seem she seems like friendly, but like definitely not interested.
Her and her husband have been together like 40 years, so.
Yeah. I
Sacred bond.
can't step on that.
Yeah.
You know, I would never home wreck. So
Yeah.
Well,
Well.
again.
Well,
Continue, please.
we won't get into that.
and but the first woman is like starting to get a little grabby, and
Oh.
like there is another woman at the
No.
bar, and she starts talking to me at the same time.
Is
and it
she
becomes,
also
like, this back and forth.
79?
She's younger, but
Okay.
she's older
Her
than
daughter.
me, but she's younger. She looks like she's like early 30s.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she starts like it kind of joins in our conversation, and it's me and the two of them like talking, and it's like obviously flirting, like even for my like brain dead fucking
In English
perception
or
of these
Swedish?
things. In English,
And they're
What-
double teaming you. Are they acknowledging each other?
You guys look like you're trying to.
No, they're.
You look like you're trying to sneak into an R-rated movie. These are my mothers. I would like one ticket to the boobs
These are
one.
my 3 mothers.
Boobs one, please.
And the first woman is starting to like allude that she wants to go somewhere, but her friend is like, we gotta go. Like we gotta head out of this bar. She's like out the door. She's calling her friend out, and then she says we like say bye. She leaves, and I just keep talking to this third person, to this slightly younger
new
person
who's still old as fuck.
who I find out is 33.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because you
Old
asked.
as-
Because you were like, I'm tired of this shit. How old are all
No,
of you
I didn't
here?
ask. I didn't ask. She brought it up because she asked how old I was, and I was just honest. So.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Yeah, and I
Imagine you lie.
Implying that
I'm
you
31.
Is there any world where saying like 24, 25 is a miss?
Yeah.
I don't
no.
think so. I think it's the
No,
prime
maybe not.
age.
But
No,
you
maybe
can be
not.
young enough where you have to use the line "old enough for you."
No.
that would never work.
I'll tell you
it
why.
works against pedophiles.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
no.
it doesn't work against
No,
pedophiles.
it would thwart them.
Yeah.
No.
The 7 wonders. All right, go on.
It's the age thing comes up later in like a really dumb way. She
Chris Hansen has a
she
sniper
asks
rifle.
she
aimed at this club.
asks if I wanna leave, and I'm like, oh, you want to go to your place? And she's like, well, no, I just broke up with my ex-boyfriend, and I still live with him. And I'm
Okay.
like, okay, well, I'm staying with my friends, and I'm pretty sure that they won't let me like do
Yeah.
this there. And she's like, you should ask.
Wow.
So I go over.
That's crazy.
I go over to the table, and
Aiden's got an up-tucked boner.
I lean over. It's me, and Leffen is across from me. Everybody else around the booth, right? And I look at Leffen, and I place my hands on the table, and I was like,
I can see this.
she wants to hook up at your place. Please say no.
Really?
And he's like, yeah, no. Like, there's like hotels nearby, and Leffen starts looking up hotels
You're like,
on
no,
his
no, no,
phone.
no, you don't get it. I don't want to do that, right? Because you don't want to.
No, I was kind of fighting because if she just said, "Oh yeah, we can go to mine," I would have just said yes.
I imagined what
But you
were
didn't
gonna
want to do all the hassle. I got it. I got it,
shit.
sweetheart.
I imagined what you were gonna say when you went up. You put your hands on the table. You're like, I must bust.
Because I think I phrased it in a way where it's like you can say no, but in a way where like if you suddenly changed your
Oh.
mind, I think I'd do it.
Okay,
Like,
I understand.
But for context, this is like I would say on like a scale of who I'm typically attracted to, maybe she's
On the younger
lower,
end.
She's a little lower
Yeah.
on it.
wow. Yeah,
But-
and you said it was a boys' club, and now here you are telling
I-
this hard
hold on.
3 that you don't want her. You weird old Swedish
Telling
woman.
this,
not what I
this
said.
soft 4.
That's not what I
this
said.
is poor soft 4.
Sing Mamma Mia again, you bat.
But in my head, I'm like, she's still cute, like, and I'm fucking in Sweden. Like, this would be cool. This would be fun. And I've told you this before, but when I'm really drunk, I think
You're
Nick,
the real you,
Nick
and-
just killed.
I just
Nick just killed
murdered
a
a
fly.
fly.
That was
For the
spot
bug
on.
zapper. No, no, no.
No, I wait for no one.
Should have waited.
He's
for the
better
I'm
than
the
the,
bug
he's better
zapper.
than
That's
machine.
a real bug zap.
That was
This
good
is man versus
execution.
machine.
Elon won't beat us.
He needs to prove we don't need that.
Yeah,
when
and
the
your
apocalypse
balls.
comes.
So the result
Yeah.
is you don't go with her.
So hold on, I feel like I had like the next step in like what happened, and now I can't remember.
You said it'd be fun. You're in Sweden.
Oh, I was gonna provide the context of like so when I'm drunk, I'm like the easiest person alive. I will if I'm wasted. This is probably maybe a bad thing to put out there, but if I'm wasted and you ask me to have sex with you, I will probably say yes.
Wow,
I
okay.
will,
Only 15 after telling people to DM you. Wow, bold man.
and if you're over the age of 22, like
Yeah.
it's,
No, it sounds like you're soliciting the bat signal to be like it's a yard-shaped
No,
signal.
no,
You're like, if I'm
just
drunk, I will
explaining.
fuck you, dude.
no, I'm just explaining this.
No, okay, I will back this up. Eamon,
You see a cloud in the sky that kind of looks like shingles. I should call him.
I need top. I will back this up. Eamon, when he's drunk, is very enjoyable and he's very like huggy. Like if you're
he
it's
just
your
walks,
friend.
he just crab walks around and he wants to dance with you.
Yeah, and he's very he's like a big teddy bear, and it's actually very fun. He's very sweet.
But yeah, so
33-year-old,
I'm
you're
down.
easy to fuck.
I think what I'm saying is, if I was sober, I would not have done this. Like,
Okay.
100%, I would have said no.
Okay.
But I'm like, okay, there's a hotel nearby. And I told her, I was like, well, there's a place across the street. I will do this. I've never booked a hotel to have sex with somebody in my life. Like, this will be the first. My first night in
That's
Sweden.
like what
I'll go
cheaters
do
do in movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is-
Yeah.
Very
It
feels-
cinematic.
You're going to
feels-
your first Motel 6.
It feels weird in a way, but I'm like, yeah, fuck it.
Stockholm?
This is like funny. This is it's in
Okay.
Stockholm.
And you had some extra rupees, and you're like, let's do this.
They don't use rupees.
Yeah, the rupees.
What do they use?
Yeah, he
Kroners.
smashed some
the
pots
pounds.
in the corner of the club and got some green
Pounds.
rupees.
Quid.
So you get the
Hey,
hotel.
can I buy you a drink?
I just knocked over a couple flower pots in the bar, and it's just like, oh, money.
You
That's
bought
what
the
the social programs do. They just put little bits of money around the.
Did
Yeah.
you buy it or have it her split?
I ended up buying it.
Okay.
But he was like, can you
but-
Venmo me
How
for
much?
that?
How
go. Hold on. We go to this first hotel, which is right next to the bar.
Wait, first
And
hotel?
They say exactly, and they say, "Well, we can't." It's like past 1 a.m., and they're like, "Well, we can't like book any rooms right now."
I work night audit, and it's a pain in the ass to have someone come after the audit, which is usually at midnight.
Okay, that's probably why.
Yeah.
And we're like, "Oh, okay." And in my head, it's got to be like, "This is over." Like that, we gave it a good try, and she's like, "No, we'll try another
This
place."
is her kink. Her kink is getting rejected at hotels. She knows
yeah,
which ones
honestly,
will reject
You
her.
expected just to like be like Mario getting hit by something, and then just be like, and then you wake up at Leffens.
But I actually had like 3 mushrooms
Yeah.
worth of getting hit by something.
He's fire flowered.
Yeah.
Because I find
He
like
goes down one.
She's like, I don't know about this anymore.
I'm ready to go home, like or go back to the bar, because at this point they're still all there, and we head up the street and we're like talking, and a really annoying thing, and all people, I think this happens specifically with men and women, but when older women like date or hook up with like men who are younger with them, even if it's a few years, they just talk about it the whole time.
Yes, that's true.
And
it's
it's all-
annoying.
And while we're
Right,
going,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
No.
there you go.
Remember that one time?
Right.
That was
Never
crazy.
forget that.
Well, I mean,
That's all that we got.
no, but he understands. He knows what I'm talking
it's
about.
They're just very self-conscious, and they want to. They would like reassurance, and like often you give them the reassurance, like, no, I find you attractive. Like, this is great. This is a good
The dentures
time.
don't bother me.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's,
And they just it is a thing.
I was almost doing the opposite in a way, because I was like, anytime she brought up the idea of this being weird, I would just be like, yeah, we don't have to do this. Like, if you want to head home, that's like cool. Like, I would just say that.
It sounds like just a ringing endorsement. You're like, I want to go back to my friends so bad. We don't have to do this.
But she would just like, no, it's fine. And I'm like, okay. And then,
I love the idea of this woman being like, so why are you in Sweden? And he's like, all right, so there's this guy named Ken. And so Ken said, if you grab someone, they can't move.
Yeah, throw them up.
And then Ken starts losing to these guys, and they're called like the 5 gods, right? And then finally there's this like little Swedish kid, and he gets really
He's
good
right there.
really
He's
fast.
right here. He's,
He has more followers than Young Lean.
Does he actually?
He did.
Oh,
Well,
I believe that.
Go on.
So we this becomes an escapade where we go up one street all the way, like a long walk to another hotel. It's got to be like 15 minutes. They won't take us either. She's like, we got to go to the other one. We go all the way back to a third hotel. They won't take us either. And at this point, I'm like, this is it. Like,
you're going on a
I'm
man's
done.
quest for pussy.
I'm done. Like, I'm talking to her. I've been drunk enough to like keep going on this journey. And she must want to have sex like really badly for us to have spent this much time hotel hopping.
Post-breakup.
Well, if you've ever watched Harold and Kumar, it ends good. So
Yeah,
you're gonna get it if you keep
and
it.
she's got like 45 minutes till she's not able to childbear anymore. so.
Right? Yeah. Maybe that's
Oh,
why.
that cuts deep.
You know what?
That's
45 from
deep.
menopause.
That's too.
It's really
that's too dark.
It's interesting. There's no Swedish like social system for like her situation where you break up with somebody but you still kind of like live with them.
Yeah.
Like the government should be like, hey, you don't have to. We have a place for you to stay just so it's not awkward. So you can like
Yeah.
fuck people.
You would
Swedish
expect
social
Sweden to
net
be a
falls
country
short.
that would give you that.
There's no shot that
Um,
has more followers than Young Lean.
Not anymore. I just
No
like,
way.
Yeah, I don't believe.
You only got
Finish this out, King.
Okay, so the final step of this is I'm ready. She must give up at this point. Like I'm ready to walk back. I'm ready for her to like cut the whole thing off. She's talking to this woman at the front desk in Swedish.
Yeah,
And then she comes back to me and she's like, "Oh, they have a hotel that where they can like book us. They just called us an Uber. It'll take us there." And I'm like, "All right." And I get in the car, we get to the hotel, we like book a night there. I end up paying for it after she had said like 50 times that like, "I'll pay for the room, I'll pay for the room." And I'm just like, I'm paying for this, which is, that's part of the course of the story.
How many kroners?
Right? How many? It was at like $170 US for the night.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Over 1,000 kroner.
So, and we hooked up. It was honestly, it was great. She was nice. Like it was the whole evening's like cool. And we come out the next next morning because it was dark when we got there. I don't know Stockholm. I've been in this city for fucking 12, 16 hours. And I walk out of the hotel and we're just in like the most industrial area. There was an airport, like some weird airport across the street, but not the airport that I flew into. There's no apartments. Like I have no clue where
You're just
I
in
am.
a Russian countryside town.
And I'm like, dude, how did we get here? And I go on like my like Swedish walk of shame across the city to get back to Leffen's
They're
apartment.
throwing eggs at you and shit.
And I like come home and I like knock on the door and Leffen opens it. He just smirks. Like, and that was my first night.
That's
in Sweden.
insane.
Wow.
That was your first night.
Yeah.
Like most people like try the food, or they like see, is IKEA the same here? I don't know.
Actually,
Oh,
the
he's
first
bad, right?
the first time I
Little
ever
letter.
had a problem with being like a real problem with being American abroad was the last time I was in Europe before this trip, and I was in Copenhagen, and we were in a line for a club, and it's like all like just young, wasted Danish people waiting in line to get in. And is the same group of people I was hanging out with on this trip.
Mm-hmm.
And we were in line talking to people, and it comes up that I'm American with like a group of people, and they get fucking mad. They're
Hell
like,
yeah.
"How could you vote Trump into office? Like, why would you do that? Why are you guys so fucking obsessed with guns?" But it's not like, usually it's like a haha like type of joke
Yeah.
thing. But they were angry at me, and I was
Yeah.
like, I didn't vote for him. I'm so sorry.
My dad's a pilot.
I'm-
He's racist.
And then I started dealing like I'm Canadian. I moved there. Like I start backing down like real quick because I never felt like I'd never actually gotten heat for it before.
That's hype.
Which was like pretty like uncomfortable for a moment.
Which
Like,
is
Yeah,
so
it is.
funny because
Yeah.
it's like you showing up there and being like, really $45 for a chair at IKEA? Like, how fucking dare you, bro? I just want some meatballs. I gotta pay fucking $1.
yeah, exactly.
Your locks are
so
overpriced
expensive.
and they're shoddy quality.
And they were doing, dude. They were like saying, I don't know. Some kids in that line were like saying fucked up shit about like their country too, like fucking, complaining about immigrants.
Is the
and,
old
like,
guy who
shit
smokes
like
weed in
that.
the IKEA their president?
Yeah. He's there.
That's the president of
Dude,
Denmark.
they-